Hey guys, in this video I will show you how I make $60.57 for every follower I get on IG. And just to give you a bit of background, this is for one of the info products that I'm a co-founder and owner in. So we basically built it up from scratch, and I just did the math. We make $60 for every follower we get. So just a quick story of us. We went from 10K a month to now doing 40K a month in 2.5 months by implementing a few tweaks that I will show you in this video. And we are now doing 40K a month with no outbound, one part-time employee, and 80.2% profit margins. Bear in mind, this is my first time with an iPad, so I tried my best to make it visually good, but I hope you get some value out of it, even though I know it seems like a 3-year-old made it. So the first thing I made is, I value followers over newsletter leads. And I will tell you why now, because my whole philosophy around scaling info products is built upon a statistic Google made. So it's called the 7-11-4 rule. People need to spend 7 hours with you on 11 different touch points in 4 different niches before buying anything from you. So when being on a newsletter, I think there's no personal thing about it. And people buy coaches, not coaching. That's what my mentor told me. So when you get followers, people buy into you, they follow you, and they can see what you do, who you help, and who you've helped. It's a really great way of showcasing your work and your course and your program, whatever you sell. We went from focusing on the newsletter to now having much more focus on the followers. I still operate on both legs because the VSL is still bringing a good return on investment, but we are leaning more and more into the flywheel from followers. I can say that. And I think if you ask me in 3 or 6 months, I don't do VSL or a newsletter anymore. But just to give you a bit of background around the flywheel we use on Instagram is basically people come from the ad and they follow you, and then they see your organic posts, they see your stories, and they're led into DMs, YouTube, or a video which you would be sending them to from an ad anyways if you're running VSL ads. But here, you have the organic part, you have the stories, and then you can have the appointment setter reach out to them and actually have a conversation with them. You make it much more personally, and people spend a lot more time with you on a lot of different touch points, much more than 11. And the whole thesis around this is just for them to be ready to book a call with you, because we can always book a lot of calls, but if people don't know who you are and what you do, the sales calls would just be around telling people that, and that sucks. So, by implementing this, our close rates have went up and we spend less time on calls. So that's just really great. The number 2 thing is basically having a flywheel over a funnel, because a flywheel, in my opinion, can be dynamic and a funnel is static. Of course, you can go in and split test things and stuff like that, but you have the ad and then you have the funnel and then nothing has changed. Whereas in the flywheel, I think it's dynamic because people see the ad, they follow you, and then the appointment setter reaches out and asks where they are, why they followed you, and then you can help them in terms of where they are. So somebody might be ready to buy. Okay, cool. Then they just need a payment link. That's all. They didn't need to watch a VSL or book a meeting or stuff like that. Somebody might not even know who you are. Cool. Then you send them to YouTube where they can watch who you are, what you do, who you've helped, all that kind of stuff. So I think it makes sense. I hope it makes sense. But you can see you can suit it much more to people's individual needs, whereas a funnel with just VSL or something is static, and I think it sucks. So yeah, you get followers, you start conversations with them, the appointment setter reaches out, either they are ready for a call straight away, or you lead them to YouTube where they can spend a lot of time with you, remember the 7 hours, and then they come on a call and you make the money. That is pretty simple. We scaled our business from 10K to 40K, but we made it simpler. It's very nice. And the third thing is being flexible over being fixed. Because if we were fixed and we're okay, we're only doing VSL, then we wouldn't have 4x the business. So, I always try new things and see if it works. But if it doesn't work, I just won't do it. So my main pillar now is the IG funnel. I still do a bit of the VSL, but as I told like 5 minutes ago, if you ask me in 6 months, I probably do not run VSL ads anymore. So, being flexible, but taking decisions upon data. So, we just saw that for every follower we got, we made $60. Like, we can buy followers for $2-3. Like, it's a money printer. Like, it's so easy when you just have the right team, the right setup to scale. So, that is basically my third tip for you. So you need to remember like 3% of the people that are coming in as followers are ready to buy statistically. I don't know. And the other 97% aren't ready. And the funnel I just talked about is not some short-term cash cow. Like, we see people buying 3-4 months after following. So, you might, get the followers and benefit from the 3% here, but it's a long term and it's exponential. So, it goes like this, boom, 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 boom. And then at some point, it just scales up. And I would believe we are here right now. Boom. So yeah, our goal, of course, is 100K in 6 months. So I hope we can hit that with this funnel. But the other 97% is statistically ready to buy within 90 days to 2 years. So it's a very wide span, and that's why you need to have the flywheel where you're top of mind. So they see you on stories, IG, and spend a lot of time with you on YouTube. And that is, such a great thing, because you're always top of mind. You should be the thing they're thinking about when they're, talking about the niche that you're operating in. So if you are in sales, when people are talking about sales, they should be thinking about you. And when people are talking about you, they should be thinking about sales. Hope that makes sense. So that is basically the premise of the number 3 as well. So if we just hop back up here, this is the 3 things we changed to be able to do $60 per follower we get. So if you want to do the same and have my help, my DMs are open. And I just want to give a fair disclaimer. I do not work with trading, gambling, or OnlyFans, unethical course creators, because I value integrity and morality over money. So my DMs are closed if you operate in that niche. If you do not, my DMs are very open, and I will warmly regard you to my Instagram funnel, where you will be nurtured as well. So I will link to my Instagram in the description, and if you would like to see more videos like this, you can subscribe here on YouTube as well. And I hope you got something out of this video, and I hope I'm getting better with the iPad. See you guys.